Hey guys, my name is Ryan, and welcome to Overwatch Central. Today we are going to be deep diving into Blizzard and Overwatch's content plan for 2019. We'll be looking at the new heroes, new events, new maps, and most importantly new features, as we've got some pretty big rumours to go over as to when to expect a new Rolllock system, so of course we will start with that first. These leaks didn't come through 4chan or anything like that. In fact, they came through an Overwatch League caster for Korea, Jung-in-ho. He's recently started a YouTube channel talking about information that he got from his pigeon-official sources. Yeah. This video is in Korean, but it was translated and bullet pointed by Separablo on r/competitive Overwatch. These pigeon officials are Jung-in-ho's various credible sources. To quote from the Reddit post, their source of pigeon officials isn't just rumours and gossip, they filter out low quality information and they only consider it to be proper material if about 3 pigeons, so 3 people, agree on something and another one goes, I heard that too. Basically when 3 other people that are searching up sources all agree that they've heard similar things from various sources, then they'll confirm it as being fairly legit. But in the video, the caster talks about fresh news that he received that could mean that a 222 Rolllock is coming for stage 4. In this thread it also says that they can't guarantee that this Rolllock will be implemented in for stage 4 because after all it's literally not official yet and because it has been postponed in the past, which is important, which we'll highlight in a second. So considering that all of this information came out of an Overwatch League caster themselves, I think it's fair to say that that's a legitimate source, or at least a credible one. And it would be looking to come in for the Overwatch League at least for stage 4, which starts July 26th, which is still quite a while away. I mean, we have just started stage 3, but it was initially rumoured that role queue would be added in now instead of stage 4, and that would line up to things that Slasher has said in the past. Another person that said a role queue was well on its way and should be coming in at the start of stage 3, which also lines up with what was said in the Reddit post that it has been postponed before. So Slasher may have heard that it was meant to come in for stage 3, it was delayed, now it'll come in for stage 4. I'm sharing the opinion of a lot of people in that thread. Whilst the leaks look credible, and most people believe it to be honest, I will believe this system when I see it myself. The video also doesn't talk about if we will get this in competitive ladder, but I'd say it's safe to assume that both will come in at similar times. Role queue is something that Blizzard on numerous occasions have turned around and said, yes, we want to do that, or at least try it. So if I was to guess, we would get a similar role queue system on the PTR around this time too, latest. I mean look, we also got the replay system which is currently on the PTR now, alongside the new Overwatch League replay system which came out yesterday that we're using to show off gameplay in this video. So a role queue system, according to an Overwatch League caster themselves and his little birds, is set to hit the Overwatch League for stage 4. It has been postponed, but it could be pushed back yet again. There's nothing said about a role queue for us plebs, but most likely it will hit the PTR around the end of July, start of August, and I would assume that it would be on the PTR for a big amount of time for us, but it would also line up with something else that's been pushed out on the PTR around July time, that would be Hero 31. Before we talk about them and the rest of the content calendar, we need to highlight something important Jeff Kaplan said to Stylosa in a recent interview. If you want to watch the video, it's linked in the comments below, as is the original thread that all of this came from. I won't clip it, but I will quickly quote it. I think it's going to be a very exciting summer, it's going to be a very different summer. I know what our players like to do is that they look back in a calendar and like to say, this is what always happens, which, yep, that's kind of happening right now, Jeff Kaplan. But he also goes on to say that there's going to be some mix-up in the summer when things land. You know, summer games, for example, those dates are all going to be different. Over the past 3 years, Anna, Doomfist and Hammond have come out onto the PTR at the exact same times, back end of June, start of July. Whilst Blizzard said that we are going to see some big changes in the content calendar, I don't necessarily think that this will affect the latest hero by much. Maybe it'll come out a week or 2 later, or even earlier, but I don't think we'll necessarily be seeing this hero come out in August or September as an example. It's fair to say that Blizzard will most likely announce Hero 32 at BlizzCon. Regardless of whatever happens with Overwatch 2 and that game, Blizzard is most likely wanted to keep up their rate of releasing heroes to around 3 a year, 1 every 4 months. So it'll be interesting to see if Hero 31 comes out alongside the roll queue system sometime early July. But I think another important thing to note is that if the roll queue system came out tomorrow on the PTR, Blizzard wouldn't add this system into the Overwatch League until stage 4 anyway, as they don't add patch changes in the middle of a stage. So we could even see this roll queue a little bit earlier than the end of July. But we will have to wait and see on exactly when these changes are coming. The next event, however, is definitely up in the air. Like Jeff said himself, the Summer Games will be coming out at a different time. How different, it's hard to say. It's looking to be the Summer Games yet again, the event as a whole, as Jeff would have called it something else if it wasn't the Summer Games, right? So much like this new hero, I don't think we're going to be seeing this moved around a huge amount. It is the Summer Games, it's not going to come out in September. But with no Gamescom presence from Blizzard in 2019, they may move the Summer Games to gloss over that period where not a lot of content may come out. And this of course would also affect when we see the next map. Maps has been the one inconsistent thing when it comes to Blizzard. In the past year we've had Busan, which was announced at Gamescom and the Korean event last year. We had Paris, which was added at the end of January this year. And then Havana, which came in with the Storm Rising Archives event. With Blizzard not at Gamescom, it means that they have nothing really that they want to show off for Overwatch, World of Warcraft, anything really. And whilst there's no confirmation that we won't have a new map until BlizzCon, I'd say it seems quite likely. It's really hard to say on this one. As I said, maps are fairly inconsistent when they go out from Blizzard, but we know that we're getting a new hero, we know that we're getting the Summer Games for 2019, but a new map, it wouldn't surprise me if we have to wait all the way until BlizzCon, maybe beyond that, to see some of the new maps. But a major thing, and the reason why I wanted to make this video now, is this content calendar is going to be infinitely different to any of the previous years because of all of the new features. We've already had 2 game-changing features with the workshop and the replay system added into the game. And if the Rolllock system is in fact true, we're looking to have 3 new systems added into the game that doesn't fit into any form of yearly content plan. Nobody could have guessed that this stuff was coming at the start of 2019. And I'd say that stuff like this has made 2019 a much better period than 2018, which looking back, I don't really know how any of us survived such a quiet period of no information, very little balance changes, and of course, the start of GOATs. It's obviously impossible to say when more new features would be added into the game, and even what they could be, but I'd say the stuff Blizzard have put together within the workshop and the replay system have added years onto Overwatch's lifespan, and roll queue, regardless of what you think about the game, I think it's going to bring a lot of people back to at least try competitive yet again, and there's been very little reason to do that. Overwatch 2, whether it's a new game entirely based in a PvE game, or whether it's an extension on this game, might just get a lot of people excited about Overwatch again. Thanks for watching this video. Sorry about my sort of nose and nasally sound. Still getting over a cold. I seldom feel like shit, but I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you next time.